I don't know if everybody's experiencing this, but we went from, I don't know, 50s and 60s, rain, cold. And then one day we went into the 80s, and I thought, hey, spring is here, finally. And now we're in this heat wave of 90-degree temperatures. They've got these heat advisories. I just made a video a while back, we don't need air conditioner and all that, and that's still a true statement. Got to keep hydrated with water. I tried to make a video the other day, but I edited it out. You know, you drink water, but then we also drink coffee. It used to be that coffee was what they considered a dehydrant, like alcohol dehydrates you, but they now said that it doesn't dehydrate you. That may be true, but it definitely doesn't hydrate you. What I try to do is I would drink a cup of coffee, then I drink a bottle of water. We got that Berkey, and we're just constantly filling that Berkey up now. During the winter, I fill it up about every third day, but here in the summertime, it's almost every day that we're filling it up. So that's 3 gallons of water between Carolyn and me, drinking, just pure drinking. So I've been telling you that, you know, we stay out of the sun, the house is shaded underneath all those trees, trying to keep the chickens cool. That's been a challenge. I mean, they're hot, but we keep them with plenty of water. You know, they're chickens, they'll survive it. They survived it last year. I feel bad for them. Carolyn feels terrible about them. Now, what Carolyn's been doing is she feeds them this mesh. What she's been doing here in the last couple of days is she takes it and puts it in the freezer. She freezes it up. Then she'll bring it down at the heat of the day, feed it to chickens to help cool them down a little bit. That seems to be working. I was going to put a little tub of water in there, but I got to thinking, I don't know how successful that would be, since the water's just going to be the same temperature it is outside. I mean, it would cool their feet. Now, I know somebody's going to say, oh no, they'll drown. You don't put that much water in, you just put enough so they can lay down in it, keep their head out of the water, just, you know, maybe an inch or two. But they say their feet helps cool them. They also pant. We were getting ready to do that, and then Carolyn said, nah, let's just go ahead and continue feeding them that frozen food. They do seem to like it. They'll peck at it for a while, and it just kind of keeps them from running around. I mean, Frenchie is just so aggravating. He's getting to that age where he's just tormenting everybody, so he's going to have to go soon anyways, just because he's so ornery. Staying in the shade seems to be doing pretty good. We got a fan on us. We stay pretty cool. If it gets too hot in the house, then we sit on the porch. Carolyn's going to move her washing tubs onto the concrete. She's going to get those off the porch so we can have more room to sit out there. It's been nice. I really have enjoyed this, but you know, we're right back to where we were last month when it was raining and cold. We couldn't come out and do much. Well, now we can't come out and do much either. In this big heat, as soon as you get out in the sun, you just start pouring sweat. It's so bad that my selfie stick that I'm using to hold this camera up will not make it through this video. It overheats. What it is it's got 2 motors in it, and it keeps the camera balanced. Well, those motors just start to overheat and it shuts off. The problem is this morning I finally had to do something with the solar panels. I haven't talked to you about this, but it seems about once a year the solar panels, the wiring gets corroded. And I've tried everything to stop this every year because I get sick of taking care of it. So what happens is the connections, it's out here in the weather, I guess just get wet and they corrode. They're copper. I don't know, maybe aluminum would do better. I'm not sure. I came out here briefly, but I'm going to have to go back under the shade because the selfie stick isn't going to tolerate this. I've tried lots of different things. I've put it in a sealed box, but it doesn't seem to matter. Somehow, even in the wiring sheath, you know, you got the plastic that goes around the copper, even that wire inside the sheath corrodes. Because in the past, what I would do is I just snip off the corroded part on the end, clean out, you know, take the plastic sheath off again and rewire it, but that was still corroded. So I'm not sure what it is. It's got to be the humidity in Missouri. It's just terribly humid and that wire gets corroded. And so the connections will stop connecting. I've, like I said, put it in a box. That didn't seem to help. I've used this electrical grease. That doesn't help. I mean, just everything I can think of, nothing seems to work. Now, I know the comment section, I'm almost hesitant to talk to you about this problem because the comment section is going to light up with all kinds of solutions. I'm telling you, I've talked about this before, and the comment section lights up with the solutions, and I tried them all, and they just don't work. So, I mean, you can throw the solutions out, but I can guarantee you, I've already tried it. Yesterday, I noticed that the solar panels only got to 17 amps. Now, these solar panels should be getting up to around 40 amps. They're 4 amps a piece. I got 10 of them. Now, they're starting to get old, and so you lose some amperage. So I suspect I'm around 35, 36, 37 amps. And you got the clouds, of course, you know, passes by. But it was 17. And that's what typically happens is you'll notice a drop in amperage. The volts were fine. That's because one panel can provide you with enough volts. Of course, now that it's hot, the volts drop on solar panels, and that's, you can Google that. There's an actual mathematical equation. Anything over 70 degrees, the panels will start to reduce in voltage. So you already have that loss, and then yesterday I had it down to 17 amps. I've kept a very close eye on these panels because last year, Carolyn and I came down here and we rewired every solar panel. We took all the old wires off, put brand new fresh wires on it, and it was like we renewed the solar panels. They were like new. We're getting 40 amps out of it. It was quite incredible how well that fixed things. So I've been trying to keep an eye on it since we've done that. And it's almost I would say almost a daily thing that I come down about the mid of the day and check to see if they're producing. Well, just yesterday they just wasn't that quickly. I came down here today. It was a little cloudy yesterday, so I thought maybe that's what it was, but boy, it sure wasn't that cloudy. So the day I came down and it was really sunny, and I was still getting 17 amps. That was it. So I opened up the connection box again, and sure enough, I don't know which side. I didn't check this time. I don't know if it was a positive side or negative side. I assumed it was a positive side, but I'm not sure. And the whole thing was just a big green crusty corrosion. So I undid all the wiring, and I took a little green scratch pad, what it's called, little greenies. I mean, that's what we call them in the military, greenies. Scotch-Brite pads. You can buy those at, well, anywhere. And I just sanded it off and got them nice and sparkling copper color again. Wired it all back up, just that one side, and sure enough, shot right back up to about 30 amps, which was a little short, but you know, again, it was a little cloudy, different things. So each panel is producing about 3 amps instead of 4 amps. It seems like they're aging faster, but of course, now remember, there may be some issues with how hot it is. Regardless, I was just sitting there. I wasn't doing much. I was in the direct sunlight, obviously, because solar panels are in the direct sunlight. And I'm just cleaning the wires, undoing them, cleaning the wires. I broke one of the wires, so I had to re-strip it. And before I knew it, I'm breathing heavy, my heart is beating, and I knew that I was starting to have heat-related illness, whatever that was. So I went back up to the house, and by the time I got back to the house, I mean, it felt like I just walked a mile uphill just as fast as I could go. Heart was just thumping. So I sat down under the porch, and the breeze was coming. I took my shirt off so I could maximize the amount of coolness I could get. And within a couple minutes, I was fine again. But being out in that sun instantly made me with a heat-related illness. It wouldn't have taken long. I hear a lot of people say, I can't live without air conditioning. Well, I just adamantly disagree with that. I mean, unless you got a medical condition that requires you have air conditioning, I just think that everybody can live without air conditioning. Carolyn absolutely hates hot weather, just as much as I hate cold weather, and she tolerates it. She's out there working right now, fixing up things. She got all the laundry done this morning. And then we just sit around in the afternoon and enjoy the rest of the day. I think one of the problems is folks don't realize how simple it is to, one, get sick, and two, they don't drink enough water. I mean, I see people not drink any water. They drink sodas or teas or coffee, and that's all they drink. As a matter of fact, I got to constantly remind Carolyn, you drinking water? You drinking water? You drinking water? She'd sit around, drink coffee, and never even think about drinking water. You have to drink water. And I know some people say, no, you just need to drink fluids. I said this yesterday, that some people are worried that they're going to get water poisoning. And it's such a rare thing to get water poisoning. Water poisoning is when you've drank so much water so quickly that you've diluted your electrolytes. I mean, you get electrolytes in your food. You have plenty of electrolytes coming in. Gatorade provides it. I mean, you can get it through sports drinks, sugars and salts and all that. But some people will tell me, oh, you drink too much water. Like I just told you, between Carolyn and me, we drink 3 gallons. Oh, you can't drink that much water. We were in New Mexico in August. Well, actually, I guess it was Utah. In August. In the desert. In the desert, there's no humidity. So as soon as you sweat, it evaporates. You don't even know you're sweating. But you can tell you're sweating because you got a lot of salt built up on your shirt, and it's just everywhere. I said that we were drinking, I think it was a full 3 gallons per each of us. So 6 gallons a day is what we were doing. I was hauling a lot of water from the creek there. In the mornings, I was bringing up several buckets, and we'd just Berkey all day long drinking water and sitting in the shade. There was a little cavern that you could kind of sit back in. We'd sit in that shade all day. It was hot, but we made it. And when I said that we were drinking so much water, oh, you can't drink that much water. It'll hurt you. Well, I didn't get hurt. You have to drink water. This is the way your body was designed, to drink water to overcome heat. The chickens, yeah, the chickens can die if it gets too hot, probably about 105 degrees. They'll start to suffer a little bit. They drink water all day long. Yesterday, they drank 5 gallons of water. 14 chickens drank 5 gallons of water. And then we got the little babies over there, and they drank, a little bit over 1 gallon of water. Prepping and being prepared, one of the things you have to be prepared for is being able to deal with the hot heat without air conditioning. So if you can check out that super thanks button down there, I'd really appreciate it. So if I can inspire you to overcome the heat so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.